Hey, what's going on, everyone? Back with some knife content. Today, I wanted to talk about Montana Knife Company. I've been into these guys for about 2 months now, so definitely late to the party. But again, I like purpose-built knives, and depending on what I'm going through or doing in my life, that's kind of what's going to attract me to certain brands. Prior to finding MKC, I was definitely really into half face blades, but again, if you go back and I think it was one of the first videos that I made, kind of the problems that I had with half face blades, and then to further punctuate that, I feel like their focus now is really on making very ornate handles and materials and things like that. And everyone I've ever gotten has just been super thick, where it's like, if you were on like a direct action raid, sure, in a pinch, you could, use it to kind of breach a door or something like that. But for my day to day, the tasks that I do, which is, hunting whitetail and elk out west, I really wanted something that was a little more purpose built and wasn't just kind of good for pictures on the gram. Like, I don't need to have these, ridiculous inlays in my handle material. I just need the knife to be able to cut really well and serve the purpose that I want. And prior to kind of getting into this, and I actually ended up, which is kind of ironic, I traded a half face blades Disaster Junior for my first Montana Knife Company. I have since sent it to my buddy. It was a Super Cub 2, which really didn't fill any space in my arsenal, but like what I've been trying to build out with Montana Knife Company is purpose built knives for the hunting that I do. And what some of these, and specifically this Elkhorn right here, is replacing is going to be, again, I got my binos right here. In the bottom of it, like what I've actually used to field dress animals in the past has been this Benchmade right here, which has served me really well. It's an S90V. I forget the specific model of it, but really nice. I like the jimping of it here, up here. It's been really good for skinning and then kind of field dressing the animals I come across. I also really love the orange bolsters in here. That was, kind of one of the lessons I learned from my pops was, like make sure you have orange on your knife because you put it down, at night if you're tracking an animal or something like that. You really don't want to lose it. And a lot of these companies that make fixed blade knives that I love, they kind of go way too far into the tactical realm where, you don't always need things to be tactical and all blacked out. But this thing has served me really well, but I was looking to replace it. So this Elkhorn next season is going to replace this Benchmade notionally. We'll see. I'm definitely more into how it actually performs and not so much the name brand on it. But yeah, this Benchmade has been awesome last season. Cleaned 2 whitetails with it, and no drama at all. It's been really nice. My buddy where I lived in California, we had the Canyon Club, so he had this one inscribed and he actually gave it to me. So but yeah, this is kind of just sat under my bino case there, and that's where it's been ever since. So kind of going into the entire purpose of this video, I just wanted to speak to, people that are into Montana Knife Company. This is a company that certainly features drops on their knives. They're going to be limited drops. Not everyone's going to get something. You always run into the, shopping cart sniping, and then you see all the posts in the group about how, oh, my order didn't go through, I'm hoping to get one on the secondary, etc. So it's just kind of that hype drop lifestyle, which I think we've seen in so many things, whether they're knives or watches. It's kind of run rampant throughout the EDC industry. But what I really like about Montana Knife Company is just that all of these knives are purpose built for something. And again, like why I kind of got away from half face blades is because I didn't really know, like they did everything okay, but I would never pull out a Half-Face Blades to dress a deer, skin a deer, quarter a deer, etc. Whereas I feel like Montana Knife Company, they're much more focused on the hunter and the user writ large, which is kind of a dichotomy for what I've seen on the Facebook group, which I realize that, you know, a company such as Montana Knife Company, they're not as old as, you know, some of the older hype brands, but they still kind of, they're seeing kind of the bad sides of that, whether it's people, you know, getting in on a drop, buying 4 of something, putting it on eBay, etc. All I can say to those people that get really kind of like wrapped around the axle about that is things really level out and just get gear that works for you. And what I love about Montana Knife Company, again, as you can see here, they're all made in the United States, but the price point is so phenomenal. Like, I'm not paying 750, 800 bucks in this like surprise crazy drop where I'm competing with a bunch of people. Like, they make purpose-built knives with users in mind. So what I kind of have liked about Montana Knife Company is that I don't think they're really focused on the collector safe queen aspect of things. They really want you to get out there and use your shit, and they want, you know, the best knife possible for whatever you're trying to do. And I really, really do appreciate that as an end user. And so, you know, for this next year, again, I have an elk hunt in Colorado coming up. I also, you know, I'm always slaying whitetails out here. You know, I'm really going to exclusively use these knives to, you know, dress and quarter and then butcher the deer and elk that I get. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes, because I really do think that that's why these knives were developed, and I see that in the designs and the shapes and everything everything else like that they do. But I can't really negate, for instance, like, so right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knives. I have more Montana Knife Company knives, and there's certainly, you know, I have like the Matthews collaboration. I thought that was really cool because I shoot a phase 4. They do really cool things as far as collaborations go, but don't be afraid to use your stuff. Like, the people that are kind of getting their panties in a wad about people, you know, buying these things and then, you know, selling them on the secondary for twice what they paid and getting the drop, whatever, like, all of that stuff will fall to the wayside. Like, please don't worry about that. Just get knives that work for you in the field. There is no substitute for a sharp knife that you are confident in when you're in the field. There just is not. I don't care who you are, what you're doing, what it is. Like, get stuff that you have confidence in, that are sharp, that will, you know, get the job done. And that's really what I'm looking for in Montana Knife Company. So just wanted to give a quick overview. I do have a couple more Montana knives coming into me. I also do have initial thoughts. Like, I've carried this one for a little bit here, and then the Elkhorn Skinner, I've carried that one for a little bit. I will be doing reviews of these knives, but just wanted to give a general overview of Montana Knife Company as a company kind of writ large. And, you know, just wanted to welcome all of you who came from Half-Face Blades and you're like, hey, this is not a, you know, hunting or fishing or any sort of activity focused brand. This is just, hey, like, I'm a Navy SEAL and I make knives, buy this, they look beautiful, whatever. Like, these aren't going to go in any sort of display case or anything like that. These are going to be out in the field, and these are going to be my workhorses. So yeah, we'll definitely see how they do this season. I'm super excited for it, and yeah, definitely more to follow on Montana Knife Company. Thanks for checking it out.